Alrighty. So thank you everyone again. I'll go ahead and introduce today's host. So again, I'm Georgia Green. I'm a client success manager at WorkHere. I'm essentially the point person when it comes to managing your opportunities in the Project Indy WorkHere platform, making any adjustments, setting up, all of that good stuff. We also have our emails down at the bottom. You're welcome to screenshot the screen while I'm presenting right now so you can have those and reach out to us. But I'll go ahead and pass it off to Erica to introduce herself.
Great. Thank you, Georgia. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today. My name is Erica Cheney, and I serve as the In-School Youth Director for Employ Indy. In my role, I oversee several programs, one of them being in Project Indy, and those programs help expose and connect youth and young adults to employment opportunities, and I'm happy to be here today. Lori?
Good morning. My name is Lori Long. I am the Associate Director of Business Partnerships at Employ Indy. I'm also very happy to be here today. I help lead a team of employer-facing professionals at Employ Indy. We link employers to youth, to IPS schools, and to lots of ways to build these future pipelines of talent. And so I think this is a really positive way that we can share our mission with all of you. So thank you all for joining us.
And hello, everyone. My name is Betsy Ravel. I'm the Director of Business Partnerships with Employ Indy. My role is to ensure that we have the right strategies in place for our business partners to effectively connect with all of our various programs and services that are available through our ecosystem of workforce development programs, which includes supporting the Project Indy program and working alongside Erica Cheney with the youth program. So thank you all for coming today.
Wonderful. Thank you all. So we'll go ahead and move on to our agenda today. So we'll start with introducing Project Indy. You know, what is this program and how WorkHere fits into that equation, how we support the Project Indy initiative via the platform where youth can find jobs close to them. Then we'll move on to the elephant in the room. COVID is still here and it's affected hiring everywhere as we know it. So we're going to provide some tips on how to engage with talent you have in your pipeline and maintain that engagement even during this ambiguous time. Then we'll move on to discussing how live chat and location, that is the two cornerstones of the Project Indy WorkHere platform, and how that platform is engineered to provide youth with easy access to close by jobs and also have live chat agent support to help them through that entire process. And then we'll move on to the value prop of hiring youth and how that's a really great decision for your business. And then we'll finish off with some Q&A. I said, I think before that this webinar, I think we had blocked for about 45 minutes, but I don't imagine it taking that long. We'll block out the end for the Q&A, which there's a button in your top left corner that says Q&A with a question mark. So if you have any questions, feel free to type that in there once we get to the Q&A portion. We'll be happy to answer that for you. And then, you know, we'll hopefully be able to give some time back into your day if there aren't too many questions. So with that, I'll go ahead and pass it off to Erica to talk about Project Indy.
Thank you, Georgia. So the Project Indy initiative was launched in 2016 when the city was designated as a summer hub, jobs hub. And at the same time, Employ Indy was lucky enough to receive a $1 million grant from the U.S. Department of Labor. And that was to use that money to promote youth employment in Indianapolis. With some of that money, Employ Indy, in partnership with WorkHere, developed the Project Indy portal and app to allow youth and young adults between the ages of 16 and 24 years of age to connect with jobs in Marion County. Since that time, we've had over 14,787 youth and young adults between the ages 16 and 24 register on the Project Indy portal. And like I said before, the portal allows the youth to connect with employers that are registered on Project Indy to the jobs that they have available on the portal, and they can do it from the comfort of their own home or through their school, at their school, through the app. And so that's been instrumental in helping youth with connecting the jobs if they have transportation barriers, allowing them to see what jobs are available within 5 miles of their current location. At this time, we have 180 employers registered on the portal. And it's been wonderful to work with the employers and with WorkHere to connect the youth and young adults. Employee Indy has taken on the responsibility of paying the fees that would normally an employer would pay to be a part of this. If you register through the Project Indy website and get connected, WorkHere would be happy to set you up on the portal, and you can list all the job opportunities that you have at the time, and a youth can go ahead and apply through the app directly to the job positions that you have available to them. And it's also an opportunity for employers to see what youth have on the app as well. In the meantime, we also have youth that are achieving Job Ready Indy badges. And if you're an employer, you can actually see the badges that they've achieved through the app. So it's just a wonderful opportunity for you to connect with the youth through the app. So I'm now going to pass it on to Betsy, and she can talk a little bit about COVID-19. I'm happy to answer questions when we get to the Q&A.
Thanks, Erica. We know in this time of COVID, there's just an incredible amount of uncertainty and variability in terms of hiring practices, understanding what your actual headcount needs are going to look like. And so we are just sharing a few different facets that could be helpful to you. And as we're thinking about hiring practices, being transparent and upfront about safety protocols for your current and future workforce, being very clear about what measures you're taking for those safety precautions and how you are supporting your staff during that time are incredibly important. Another aspect to think of is during this time, youth and young adults, and as well as adult candidates, engage differently in application and employment practices. Sending emails typically can get caught in spam filters or get buried in inboxes. So having a strategy around engaging via text message is incredibly important. I know with work that we have done at Employee Indy around connecting with candidates, text messaging has been integral in ensuring higher response rates. Additionally, if your workplace does allow it, creating the opportunity for that remote work as it makes sense for you as a business is important to give peace of mind for your staff, and also allowing productivity and easing fears as coming back to the workplace. And then finally, as you're thinking about what your future needs are, especially if it's still a little bit of a moving target, ensuring that you have a cohesive and robust drip campaign to ensure that candidates know and understand who you are as a business, recognition of your brand, seeing yourself as an employer of choice in their eyes, and taking advantage of the time right now to build that strong pipeline. So with that, I am going to pass on to the next slide.
Awesome. Thank you both. Alrighty, so moving on to live chat and location to find talent and help talent find you. Those are, again, the cornerstones of the Project Indy WorkHere platform. So beginning with location, proximity to jobs is essential for youth to apply. Not only youth, but we just know with lower commute times, retention rates tend to be a lot higher. And especially for youth that have little to no transportation access, whatever the situation may be, they're a lot more likely to be open to applying to jobs that are close by that don't require that transportation access. So that's how the WorkHere platform is engineered to show youth their feed with their closest jobs at the top of the feed, whether they're at home, at school, whatever their preference is. And then they also can filter those results based on their interests. So if they want to be a lifeguard, they could filter that and see their closest lifeguard opportunities in the feed. So next, moving on to texting, as Betsy mentioned, it is really the next big talent engagement thing. We're huge on texting at WorkHere. According to Campaign Monitor, text open rates are 98%, while email is only 20%. And as Betsy mentioned, I think that could be in part to going into spam filters and just the immediacy of the text nowadays, especially with a younger generation. It's just a lot more likely to be read and actually responded to. So with WorkHere and the Project Indy platform, we actually do have a live web chat capability built into the platform. But on top of that, we also have a separate SMS platform where our live agents monitor that to serve as coaches for youth. So when youth when they sign up for Project Indy, they automatically receive a text welcoming them and encouraging them to build out their profile, which is a great alternative. While we have web chat, that's awesome if the youth is in the platform at the moment, but with SMS, that's an eternal conversation, and they can always come back and text our live agents whenever the case may be, if they come at a better time when they can fill out their profile later on. Next, going along those same lines, we have live chat agent support for Project Indy Youth. So at WorkHere, again, our chat agents serve as coaches as youth explore and apply to opportunities. So we oftentimes see youth sign up for Project Indy and then they think they'll get a job right then and there. So that's why our live agents are there to coach them up and help them build their profile, write down those skills that they think they have and will look good to an employer, and then help walk them through how exactly to apply to the different opportunities that are near them. And then lastly, just a little plug for myself. As a Project Indy employer, you do have a dedicated success manager. So that's me. So anytime you run into questions or want to make changes in your account on the Project Indy WorkHere platform, I'm always here to answer those questions and help in any way I can. So with that, also, happy to answer questions at the end. I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Lori to talk about the value of hiring youth.
Thank you so much, Georgia. I'm really excited to present this slide because this is a deep passion of mine. As you can see, there are 4 bullets that we're going to talk about the value of hiring youth. But what's so important about employers understanding this value is that we're not only able to support your hiring needs now, we are able to, through this initiative and through all of our youth initiatives, able to support your hiring needs for the future. You're not only strengthening your industry now, you're preparing that workforce for a fantastic future. So youth can bring new energy and perspective. Young employees, as you see, they bring a fresh perspective to the business. They've grown up with technology. They're fantastic at multitasking. They are typically very moldable. You can really mentor our youth and train them in a way that you're not having to hire someone new who's been trained in another industry. You really can get them industry specific training while they are young and really build your industry. Enthusiasm is excellent for team building. Our youth are very excited about connecting to their own community and building their future pipelines of talent, building their future. And they certainly bring up the workplace morale because they're excited to be there and eager to learn. As we look at our local pipelines of talent, we have so many incredible youth here who are so talented. We want to not only give them good jobs now, we want to retain them. We want to keep the talent in Indianapolis and in Indiana. We do not want to share our talent. We want to create a very strong local talent pipeline. Affordability. Well, when you start with hiring youth, it's actually more affordable and typically less expensive, as you see on the slide, than the older, more experienced workers. And they have more flexibility in their work hours than adults. As long as we can get past the barriers of transportation, which this program does so beautifully with the app and the location services that really takes away that barrier, and we're able to provide fantastic work for our youth and fantastic new employees, young employees for our employers. One of the things that we want to also talk about is if you hire a youth at a part-time rate or a part-time start, then it gives alternatives to full-time employment, and it does not add to your bottom line as much as a full-time, higher level, higher employer that's older. So in workforce development, youth are used to learning and will retain a mindset. What I really, really, really like is when we pour into our youth, we get to build these future pipelines of talent, strengthening our industry. Even if they don't stay with you for their entire career, you are strengthening your industry and really providing Indianapolis a bright, bright future. So I thank you so much for allowing me to present this slide, Georgia.
Yes, of course. Thank you for that, Lori. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to our Q&A. So again, if you have questions in the corner, top left corner, there's that Q&A button. So we actually do have a question. So what is the website to log in so I can place jobs on the job board? Yes. So the best way to access the WorkHere Project Indy platform is app.workhere.com. You also can download WorkHere in the App Store or whatever your associated application marketplace is. So app.workhere.com is the best place to go. And if you're having trouble accessing that, as I see, Cynthia, you have been, I can reach out to you directly and make sure that everything's working properly with you, and we can help you make sure that you can manage your jobs really easily. So I see that you have app.workhere.com, so we can definitely help with that. And you're totally welcome. So that was actually something I did want to mention to everyone too. So thank you, Cynthia, for bringing that up immediately, that yes, the easiest way to access the Project Indy WorkHere platform is app.workhere.com. Alrighty, we have another question. Does WorkHere currently highlight organizations with youth reentry programs? That's a great question, and I don't know if any of the Project Indy folks on here have any insight into that one.
So we don't, on the Project Indy website, we don't necessarily highlight organizations, though I know that there are probably companies on there that do hire youth that have been incarcerated and they're trying to reenter into society, but we don't necessarily highlight the organizations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the opportunities are definitely there, and I believe it actually may be, so whenever you're setting up or whenever I set up your place in the WorkHere platform, there's various badges, not the badges that youth receive, but various features on your employer profile that you can highlight. And I believe that reentry programs is one of those options that you can choose. So that was a great question.
Yeah, thank you, Georgia. That was talk about the badges. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. Awesome. Alrighty, if anyone else has any more, feel free to throw them our way. I did want to mention just along the lines of the platform too. So as I mentioned, WorkHere, our team really takes care of setting you up. So I know at the beginning of the first of the year and moving into summer, that's a big bulk of time when a lot of our employers are signing up or re-signing up. So that's all you really have to do. And then we take care of the rest. We get your workplaces in there. We set up kind of demo jobs to show you how exactly to navigate the app well. And so, you're welcome to adjust things afterward. So we typically hold a training that takes no longer than 20, 30 minutes to, again, show you the ropes, get your feet wet into the platform, teach you how to manage your jobs and opportunities in the platform, and also access all of the youth that are interested in your opportunities. So again, we really take care of the bulk of the work at the beginning of just setting you up, and then it just takes a quick little training, and then you're good to go on sharing your opportunities with Indy youth.
This is Erica too. I'd also like to add that something new that we're trying to do, because it has been a challenging year for hiring youth and young adults just due to COVID-19, is that we did want to try to help promote the companies that are willing to take a chance and hire our youth and young adult population, and try to do some kind of promotion on the Project Indy website so kids are aware that you're hiring, and they can kind of go to your website and get, pinpoint in on the companies that are very interested in trying to get as many employees as possible this summer. So if that's something you're interested in, we'd love to know about that as well. And we'd be happy to promote your company on the Project Indy website so it kind of sticks out a little bit more.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that, Erica. That's really important. I think, while COVID has affected a lot of hiring and slowed a lot of hiring down, there are still opportunities out there, and I think it's super important to really amplify those and make them visible to the youth that are looking for jobs at this time. So yeah, that's super important. And if you're still hiring, that'd be, just feel free to reach out to us, and we'd be happy to promote your opportunities. And I'm also glad to see, Cynthia, that app.workhere.com worked out. So again, you're welcome to reach out to me if we need to touch base again on making sure your opportunities are manageable. So with that too, I just wanted to touch on re-engagement every year. So Project Indy, we've been around for a couple years now, and it could be shifts in your staff of whoever is taking care of Project Indy and things of that nature. We really recommend re-engaging with us at least on the annual basis to make sure that you're trained up and refreshed on how to use the platform, how to manage those jobs, open and close them, as well as get in touch with those youth, which there are a few different levels that I just want to touch on briefly about the platform. So there are your applicants, which are, of course, youth that apply to your jobs in the platform. You also have followers, so youth that have access to the Project Indy network. They're really likely to just follow a lot of opportunities that they see to, expand their horizons. So you can reach out to your followers, or you can reach out with the more engaged level, which is those applicants. We also have referrals. So if you go into your Project Indy platform, there's a My Referrals list. And those are youth that actually have conversations with our live chat team. As I said, our live chat team is there to coach up those youth and support them on building their profiles and applying to those opportunities. But if there's a youth that is particularly a good fit for your opportunities, our chat team can send them over to you, and they would show up in that referral list. So that's just a really great feature of the different levels of engagement that you want to take part in when it comes to reaching out to youth that are interested in your jobs. And then also, if you have specific things that you want our chat team to cover with youth that we might be chatting with, we're more than happy to incorporate that into that process as well. Awesome. Alrighty. Well, I'll just wait a couple more minutes to see if anyone has any more questions that come up. These are really great questions so far. And again, we are recording this, so if there's anything that we covered that you wanted to look back at, by all means, we'll share this recording, and you can take a look at it, take a listen, and share it with your other employers in Marion County.
And Employee Indy will also be posting it on our Project Indy website as well for easy access.
Wonderful. Alrighty. Lori, Betsy, do y'all have anything else that you'd like to share?
Hi, this is Lori. Sorry.
Go ahead, Lori.
Okay, I was just going to say, no, I just think this is a great webinar, and I'm so glad that we have this resource that Employee Indy can share and that WorkHere can share. And I just want to echo the fact that we are here for questions. Our emails are on that first slide. We are always excited and ready and willing to help employers and those job seekers. And so thank you again, Georgia, for this partnership and collaboration.
Of course, Lori. Thank you for that. Betsy, I know you were cut off for a second, so if you have any thoughts, go ahead.
No, I echo Lori's sentiments, and I thank you all for your time today. It's exciting to see your interest and exciting to have employers who are eager to connect with the youth of Indianapolis so that you can build your future talent pipelines as well as help retain that talent here in Indianapolis overall. So thank you.
Yeah, we love doing this. We want to get the word out there, especially during this uncertain time with COVID and everything, and showing how WorkHere and Project Indy can really support your efforts, whether you're hiring at the moment or you're not hiring and really just want to engage with your talent pipeline. So with that, Cynthia, I was in the middle of answering you. I will just share with you my email really quickly. I'd love to get in touch with you on how we can support you with your open opportunities right now. Alrighty. With that, I think we're good to go. Thank you again, everyone that joined us, taking the time out of your day to hear about how Project Indy and WorkHere can support your hiring needs during this time. And again, you're totally welcome to reach out to us if you have any questions or want some support, additional support. We're more than happy to oblige. So with that, I'll go ahead and close us out here. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Have a great afternoon.
You too.